Hey everybody, welcome to week 5 of Word 52. And this week's verse is Psalm 37:4. Take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Most of the time that verse is misquoted or partially quoted. Man, God is going to give me the desires of my heart. I did it. I read it, half of it, and didn't read the first part of it, but I didn't really understand what delighting in the Lord meant. And as I've grown older and I've matured in my walk with the Lord, I've come to understand that. I think about a time, especially when my dad passed away. I was a daddy's girl, 100%. And he was my best pal. And I prayed and prayed for God to heal him. And God chose to heal him in a different way. The desire of my heart was for God to heal him on this earth. But that wasn't what God chose. And I remember having to come to grips with what was it my dad was asking for? What was God doing in my dad's heart and life? And I remember for a few years before he ever got sick that he dove in to God's Word, and he dove into his relationship with the Lord. My dad began to find delight in God. And it didn't matter what my dad experienced. It didn't matter if he was a farmer. It didn't matter if he had the best crop ever in those 3 years. Nothing satisfied him like the Lord did. I remember when he got sick, he had this peace and settledness about him, a peace and settledness that I didn't necessarily have. And I came to understand that what my dad wanted was, he just wanted to be as close to the Lord as he possibly could be. And if that was here on earth, that was great with him. And if that was in heaven, that was great with him, because he found delight in the Lord. It took me a while to grasp what that meant. After I lost my dad, I went through terrible depression and then came out of it because I ran to him. I didn't know what else to do. I just ran to God. Even though I was depressed, even though I was filled with grief and pain and hurt, I just ran to the Lord. And I began to understand what delighting myself in the Lord really meant. That when I delight myself in God, He will plant in my heart the desires that He has for me. And I don't care what I could figure out for my life, whether it be a career path or who I married or what choices in life that I ever make. Nothing I could come up with in here could ever compare to the desires that God has for me and the desires that God has for you. Nothing. Remember, this week's verse is, take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the unmatchable, that's my emphasis added, desires of your heart. Have a great week.